Why do men start missing you more? Ever wondered why, after a breakup or during a little time apart, some men suddenly start missing you more? Relationships can be confusing, and figuring out how a guy feels, especially when he's not around, can leave you scratching your head. So, why do some men feel a stronger pull towards you when they're away? Let's dive into the psychological triggers that spark these emotions and explore what makes men miss you more in specific situations, whether after a breakup, during a period of distance, or even just after a few days apart. The power of psychological distance. One of the biggest reasons men start missing you is the space you create between you two. When you're always around, physically or emotionally, there's a chance he might start taking you for granted. It's human nature, really. We tend to overlook things that are always within reach. But when you create some distance, whether it's due to a breakup or simply spending less time together, it gives him time to think and reflect on the relationship. Suddenly, he starts reminiscing about the good times, the laughs, and the connection you shared. That space gives him clarity, and guess what? Absence really does make the heart grow fonder. Scarcity increases value. Here's a fun fact. Scarcity makes things more desirable. When something or someone is always available, we tend to undervalue it. But the moment it becomes scarce, boom, it's all we can think about. The same goes for relationships. If you've always been available, there's a good chance he hasn't fully appreciated your worth. By stepping back and focusing on yourself, you create a sense of scarcity. He'll quickly realize that you're not as easily accessible anymore, and that's when he starts craving your presence more. It's like wanting that last slice of pizza even more once it's gone. Challenges make him miss you more. Believe it or not, men tend to miss you more when they face challenges. It might sound strange, but when he's going through stress or difficult times, he often longs for the comfort and support you used to give. Life's hardships have a way of putting things into perspective, and he may start realizing how much you meant to him. Suddenly, all those moments where you were his rock during tough times come flooding back, and he can't help but miss having you by his side. The silence strategy. Ever heard the saying, "Silence is golden"? Well, it's particularly true in relationships. After a breakup or argument, staying silent can have a profound impact. Men are often used to women reaching out after a disagreement, trying to fix things. But when you flip the script and remain quiet, it creates mystery. What are you up to? How do you feel? Are you moving on? That uncertainty makes him reflect on what he's lost, and curiosity kicks in. The silence forces him to process his emotions, making him wonder if he made a mistake. Before you know it, he's missing you more than ever. When he realizes he's lost you. One of the biggest wake-up calls for a man is when he realizes you're truly gone. During a breakup, he might initially feel relieved or indifferent, but as time passes, the reality of losing you sets in. He starts to recognize that you're no longer a part of his life, and that's when regret hits hard. It's often only after some time has passed that men fully process the end of a relationship, and by then they realize they miss you more than they thought possible. The power of nostalgia. Nostalgia is a sneaky little thing, isn't it? Over time, people tend to remember the good times more vividly than the bad. For a guy, this means that after some time apart, he'll start reminiscing about all the fun and loving moments you shared. The little inside jokes, those special dates, the way you made him laugh, these memories start playing like a highlight reel in his mind. And even if your relationship had its rough patches, nostalgia has a funny way of magnifying the good times and making him long for the past. When he sees you've moved on. Nothing makes a man miss you more than seeing you move on. Whether you've started dating someone new or you're simply living your best life, your happiness and independence can stir up powerful emotions. Watching you thrive without him can make him question his choices and feel a deep sense of regret. When he sees you're no longer waiting around, it triggers that competitive instinct in him. Suddenly he feels like he's losing something valuable, and his desire to be with you intensifies. Unresolved emotions weigh heavy. Sometimes it's the things left unsaid that linger the longest. Unresolved emotions can weigh heavily on a guy's mind, making him miss you even more. Maybe there were unfinished conversations, unspoken feelings, or lingering doubts. Whatever it is, these unresolved issues create a sense of incompleteness that keeps him thinking about you. Even if he doesn't fully understand why, something feels off, and he can't shake the feeling that he's missing out on closure. Seeing your growth. Here's the thing: personal growth is attractive. When a man sees you evolving and becoming an even better version of yourself, it can trigger feelings of longing. Whether you're pursuing new hobbies, climbing the career ladder, or just radiating confidence, your self-improvement makes him realize what he's missing. Seeing you succeed without him can evoke a sense of loss, and he might start to regret not being part of your journey. After all, who doesn't want to be alongside someone who's thriving? When he misses the little things. Sometimes it's not the big grand gestures that make him miss you. It's the little things: your morning texts, the way you made his coffee just right, the shared activities. These small, seemingly insignificant details can create a void in his daily routine. Over time, he'll start to notice that something's missing, and that's when it hits him. He misses you. A wise person knows when to walk away. There's wisdom in knowing when to leave a place where you were disrespected. This saying speaks to the importance of valuing your self-respect. If you've been mistreated without reason, walking away is often the smartest move. It's about learning from your experiences and choosing not to waste time on environments that aren't good for you. Protect your dignity and prioritize positive, respectful spaces. Self-respect over emotions. At the end of the day, self-respect should always come before emotions. It's easy to get caught up in feelings, whether it's love, anger, or sadness. But letting those emotions guide your decisions can sometimes compromise your dignity. This is a powerful reminder that while feelings are valid, it's crucial to maintain respect for yourself. It's the key to making healthy choices and building strong self-worth.